Oh, I'm so teaching and learning, switching hats ever so slightly here. I guess by way of an update, I don't really have anything formal except I wanted to just share how many of you have participated in a teaching and learning conference call or face-to-face meeting? Okay, so there's a couple of hands that didn't go up. I want to encourage you if you're interested to check out the meeting. The face-to-face meeting is tomorrow from 12 to 1:15. And let's see, it's in Royal Palm Salon 1. And one of the areas that we've really been focusing on in the Teaching and Learning Special Interest Group, something that's sort of risen to the surface as a high interest area for the group, is really virtual worlds and education and the intersection of those two arenas. So the last couple of meetings, conference calls and the face-to-face have really focused on what's going on in this space, and we've had some guest speakers. Last spring we had a great speaker come in from Indiana University, and actually tomorrow in the meeting we're going to be hearing an update from Ann Doyle, who, as a result of our last conference call, is pursuing a space, virtual space in Second World for the Teaching and Learning SIG and the K-20 jointly, I think. So we will have an update there on whether we'll be able to have some space in Second Life for use to start to kind of come together on a regular basis in a virtual environment and to share some of the emerging best practices or some of the emerging projects and initiatives underway in that arena. We'll also have a guest speaker on this topic. Lawrence Kirkmeyer from Internet 2 is going to talk to the group tomorrow about virtual worlds coming soon to a neighborhood near you. So we're excited that he'll be joining us for the meeting tomorrow. We will be continuing to focus a lot in that area in the coming, year in terms of where to really take TNL, partially because we've just seen so much interest from the group there in that. So it's a new arena. I think a lot of folks aren't really quite sure what they can do. That's sort of a legitimate application for education in virtual worlds, and so it's kind of a uncharted territory that we can all jump into together, and we're all sort of learning as we go and trying to share resources as much as possible. Another thing that came out of our last conference call was the interest in developing a resource document for folks to share around virtual worlds and education, and Randy had volunteered to help with that, and Chris Hodge from UT. So we'll be putting together a resource document. We'll post it on the wiki and we'll share it around to help folks to identify, great speakers on Second Life or virtual worlds for education, or best practices in putting together workshops. Like we heard something from our friends in Minnesota on the last conference call about what they did for the workshop for virtual worlds and education. So we'll kind of start to collect that so that we can share it all with you. Because we know that many of you are exploring this and maybe trying to put together some resources for your faculty, your organizations, and we want to try to help with that and share best practices. Of course, internationally, we would love to hear input on what you all are doing in virtual worlds and education, and we should not neglect to ask you for your resources and what you're doing in that space too.
I'll tell you about the squirrel.
Okay. Is that your avatar, the squirrel, or?
Oh, mine.
All right, that's a conversation for the bar, obviously. But so I think that's pretty much my 5-minute update there. I hope you'll plan to join the lunch meeting tomorrow. Lunch will be provided, so you'll get some free food out of it as well. And hope to see you there.